Let the show begin. Welcome back, folks. Episode 180 of This World Blows, the comedy podcast. How's it going out there, folks? Are you having a great holiday season, or are you like me, in which you haven't noticed any season since dropping out of high school? Just an endless road of work. It is funny, whenever the things shut down for the holiday, like industry shut down for the holiday season, I'm like, I got lots of free time. I can work. I need to work. I can't believe people can afford to just not work. I want to work, guys. I'm not... Hire me during Christmas. Whatever kind of job needs me, like on Christmas Eve, like my qualifications, whatever job that is. They're like, last minute, we need you. It's not going to be good. It's going to be like dishwasher or diaper cleaner or something. It'll be something with human waste of some type, I feel like. That's the qualifications I come with on Christmas Eve. So I've been making these, the last, however many episodes, I've been putting up these fucked up thumbnails, trying to, clickbait, trying to trick people. Putting up thumbnails that say something very erotic, or not erotic, but just trying to make clickbaity things. And so far, it seems to be doing the opposite effect. I think I'm being throttled by YouTube because I've been putting up inappropriate thumbnails. Because the views are down. I'm about to downgrade these lights. If you're watching, you know this incredible tinsel set with red lights represents you. So the views keep going down. The red lights are coming down. We're going back to green tinsel level 1 of This World Blows. So, I guess I'll ditch this thumbnail. I'm trying to trick people into watching this. What's wrong with that? Why can't I do that? Well, I don't see a problem with that at all. That's what everyone's doing. Why not me? I mean, one of the problems is this is episode 180. I've done this 180 times and only filmed the last 7 episodes. The rest were just audio. And like always, I am about 10 to 15 years behind any medium that I step into. I will be operating within the realm or the rules of about 10 years before that. So it's only been an audio podcast for a long time. And maybe I should have been making these videos, because maybe then I'd be way more... maybe I'd not be ahead. Maybe I'd be done by now. Maybe I'd know that it wasn't going to work. Who knows? We'll see. The video element is a way different, YouTube's a way different thing than the 5 friends that listen to it, which, it's good. So far, there's more listeners on YouTube, or watchers, and there's probably a little bit of hate watch, but at this point, come on. I'd love to even know who hates me. The people that dislike me, I'm the kind of guy that the people that dislike me, I don't even know that they dislike me. I mean, I know some people do, but I'm just saying, in general, I'm the kind of guy that will find out, someone will be like, oh, I used to really dislike you back in the day. I'm like, oh, I didn't know that. I thought we were friendly, at least acquainted. I thought it was just me that hated you. But yeah, so... we'll see. I'll make normal thumbnails. We'll see if this podcast becomes a #1 success. 15 to 20 years after podcasts have peaked. We'll see. I've said it before in the cast, actually. I bet that, I started doing music after the bubble exploded, the music industry bubble, after that was done, basically, trying to operate with the rules of that from a time period that doesn't exist anymore. And then I've come to comedy also way too late. Way too late to be successful, but that's not going to stop me, because I do have what anyone else in comedy or anyone performing has, which is a little bit of delusion. Okay, you got to believe in something. So I believe that I'm going to become the most successful person on earth and create an invention to grow my hair back to make me look younger. Doesn't seem unreasonable to me. It seems pretty doable. Pretty possible. So what's in the news? Well, let me just say this. It doesn't matter, and you don't care, and definitely I don't care. You might click on things because you go, what's in there? But nothing's in the box. There's nothing. In fact, I'm going to do this. Let's go to 1996 on this day. Let's see what the news was. Let's see what was so important in 1996 on that day that everyone goes, we must look at this news. Okay, on this day in 1996, major events. Okay, well, this isn't on this day, actually. This is just saying in 1996, giving me random dates. But we'll just choose this one. The first one is July 3rd, UK House of Commons announces that the Stone of Scone, aka the Stone of Destiny, used in coronation of Scottish. Boring. That doesn't matter. Nothing about that matters. Let's jump to the next one. August 23rd, Osama bin Laden issues a message entitled A Declaration of War Against the Americans Occupying the Land of Two Holy Places. Okay, well, now we've reached a crossing here where maybe this news was important. This is 1996, Osama bin Laden sends a declaration of war against us? Okay, maybe we should have been paying attention to this news. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe 9/11 only occurred because back in 1996, people were more like me and they go, fuck the news, who cares? I'm not going to read this. I'm going to work on September 11th in the World Trade Center. So this is interesting. Okay, so Osama threatens us in 96. August 26, U.S. President Bill Clinton signs welfare reform into law, representing a major shift in welfare policy. Well, let me just ask you this. How much has that helped you so far, folks? Doesn't seem like this news is worthy, except for the Osama. That is interesting. That is an interesting thing. Maybe this will be the thing we do is we'll just look back at the news. We're not going to look forward at the news. We're looking for old news from now on. I don't care about the new news because it's going to be old in a day. I'll read the contemporary news 20 years from now on this podcast. Okay, that's good with the news. We're done with that. So the other day, I accidentally came across YouTube. YouTube spit these things into my face, and I watched them. Tay Zonday, Chocolate Rain, the singer of one of the original YouTube most mocked videos ever, Chocolate Rain. I was watching like a current interview with him, and he was talking about how that song was a serious ballad about anti-racism. And I went back and I listened to the song, and it is true. The verse of that song, you could say, sure, clearly this is talking about some racial issues, but you cannot tell me saying chocolate rain isn't going to undermine most of what you're saying in the serious regards. Come on. That's very silly. Also, I mean, you guys remember this, Chocolate Rain. He's like a kid and he has a really, really deep voice. He still has a very strange, deep voice. It's very unnatural sounding. And the song was just very weird. He's a weirdo. And it's so interesting to see, though, that it can go all these years later, all these years of people only mocking you, and you still don't take it as a mock. You still choose to take it like it is. That is a true American right there. Any viral meme person, someone that's mocked mercilessly, and they never took it as a mock, that's a true American. Truly in denial, truly just accepting the concept that you're famous, not why or what people are saying about you, or that it's truly the most embarrassing, worst thing you could do with your life is to make a video like that and then put it out into the world and say, I think this is intelligent. I mean, the best thing you could do is to spin and say, I know that was dumb. And like, Tay Zonday should go into comedy. I'm pretty sure he did like a Pepsi or a Dr. Pepper commercial. You know, at the time, it's the same as William Hung. It's like, this is someone the world is overtly mocking. And that's interesting. I mean, we should check in on William Hung. Did he ever understand? Did anyone ever translate to him, to Mandarin, that people are only making fun of you? There's not even one person that thinks you're doing good for yourself. I'd like to know. I'd like to know if William Hung ever had like a, not the backlash, but like as the kids would, as Fousey would say, a crash out. I would love to see William Hung crashing out or freaking out. That's why I hate new slang. It's not even that different than the words that you're replacing. And ultimately, all slang boils down to two things, good or bad. You're only saying yes or no, good or bad. Is this cool? Is this lame? Good or bad? It's so dumb to change it up. Cap, no cap. I guess unless you're saying mid, in which case you're not saying it's good or bad, you're saying exactly the opposite. You're saying it's the middle. It's mid. That's mid. or as someone might say, boring or lame, or well, I guess that gets into, well, no, maybe mid doesn't mean boring. This could be maybe the language is evolving. They've added a third entity. There's good, bad, and then there's neutral. So I guess that's good news. That the Trevor Wallace camp, they're evolving vocabulary-wise. They're able to think of three concepts. Your shoes could be, there's dirty and there's clean, but there's also this other thing, which is neutral. They're like, what does that mean? We don't know either. We're still trying to figure out how you guys are not all killed. I mean, I've said it before, but evolutionarily speaking, we've removed the bullies. And I'm not pro-bully, guys. I got bullied. I'm a weirdo. But I'm just saying, there's an element of me that's grateful that I was in a society that made me aware of what sucked and what was horrible. And when I showed up at school with duct tape in my dreadlocks, or dreadlocks made out of duct tape, rather, that's the kind of scenario where if you don't have anyone to shoot you down and you just go, I guess I am right about life. I guess I can do whatever I want because I'm right. No one's told me I'm not right. I can have duct tape dreadlocks and be in a private Christian school that I can't afford and then flunk out because I'm right. But no, I wouldn't say I have bullies, but I just, you're in the dinosaur world when you're in public school, which was most of my life, and you're aware that the big dinosaurs might step on you, so you stay the fuck out of the way. I just want to say this too. A few years ago, I wanted to make a comedy post on Instagram that said, this is a public call out to Jay-Z. And my friends stopped me, and I'm dead serious about this, and I'm still upset about this. My friends said that's too far. And I'm dead serious. This is a smackdown upon them. My friends said I could get in trouble for that. Now, I am not a famous person. I am not a known entity on any level. There would be about, maybe at the time, maybe 100 people are going to see this joke Instagram post where I say, this is a direct call out to Jay-Z for all the things you've done to me personally. Clearly, that was not risking anything on any level. But my friend said, no, you seriously do not do that. And I didn't do it because I did not have their approval. And that's the only people that are going to like this post anyways, are the people like that. So they told me live in person, we're not going to like this post. We're not going to hit like because that could connect us to Jay-Z and Jay-Z might have us killed. I mean, they literally thought Jay-Z might come for me on some level. Like, probably legally more than physically, but think about thinking about that. Could you imagine thinking that Jay-Z might legally come for your friend for making a comedy post? Like, what realm of reality does that... How could that ever happen? I should be so lucky if Jay-Z were to come for me. But also, the main point is this. If I had made that post, which I should have back then, that clip of me would be being used in whatever documentary they're going to make about Jay-Z and the reckoning of P. Diddy and all that. It would be like, they'd say like, oh, there were people talking about it early on, and they'd show a real quick colorized clip of me saying, this is a direct call out to Jay-Z. And then everyone would, they'd have to then respect me. Because my joke, I would then claim, no, I was serious. I meant that. And then they'd have to take me serious. They'd have to, I guess you don't get any money for that, but I would at least rub that in my friends' faces and be like, you idiots. Don't you see what comedy has done for me? It's put me in the position to be a soundbite in a, maybe it'll be Netflix, but probably Hulu documentary series. I'm in the 8th episode. There's one quick soundbite. But, yeah, so guys, if you're ever thinking about making like a joke accusation online, just do it, because that person probably is guilty of that, and eventually you might reap the benefits of that. You might get to be a talking head in one of those docs, depending on what your lie is. I was watching the other day a clip of, I think it was Fred Armisen on Seth Meyers, and I don't know why I clicked on this, but Fred was wearing one of those joke Christmas sweaters. You guys know the type. Intentionally bad Christmas sweaters. I've talked about this in episodes before, but this is part of my theory of comedy consciousness rising, where the general public starts to pick up on what maybe once was kind of niche funny. And so the idea of having a bad Christmas sweater, or Christmas sweaters that someone made you, usually your aunt or whatever, and it's so bad that you do wear it, that became so big that companies started making intentionally bad Christmas sweaters, which completely defies the reality of that. The reality of that was supposed to be, this was someone's genuine idea for a good sweater, so we're kind of making fun of it. But if you create one from scratch that's supposed to be bad and has giant lights all over it and cats all over it and all these silly things, it's like, that's not funny. That's Sarah Squirm territory. That's paying someone money to make you clown clothes and then acting like, isn't this weird? No, it's not really weird if you had it tailored and created. It would be weird if those were real clothes on their own and you're pointing out how dumb they are, but it's not, because you have clothes tailor-made to look like a clown. So, yeah, I don't like this. I don't like the comedy consciousness in the public rising at all. I hate it. This is the that's what she said. This is the that moment when. This is the though. This is the memes. This is people posting things and thinking that's my personality. Like, I made the joke because I posted the meme, so I get the credit for it. This is this is bad, guys. We gotta lower the comedy consciousness. We have to let people. We have to remove the belief that people are funny, which is going to be hard because we've let people film themselves, and now we have a huge premium on funny, quote unquote, content. And so I don't know if there's any way out of this except for violent war. That's probably the only way. Although, here's another weird thing. Speaking of the weird things I watched some clip of, this is very vague, but sometime where some bad guys were kicked out of the Middle East, some area. I don't know if it was an early Al-Qaeda thing. I don't know what it was. But the point is, this town that was being mistreated by these bad boys, someone finally kicked them out. And then the town rejoiced, which they do. But there's dead bodies everywhere. But as soon as the bad guys are out, the people start literally dancing. And which, if you think about it, you've seen this before. When wars are won or whatever, when it's done, people will start dancing. And it actually made me think, that's so interesting. The what I would consider the shallowness of TikTok and dancing next to the Anne Frank house or something, it's actually, maybe that's more primitive and common than we thought. Maybe that's just like human reaction of, if something goes well, just start to boogie. Because I can't imagine a time. I can imagine celebrating winning a war, but I can't imagine doing a moonwalk next to a dead body of a soldier that you was your friend because you won the war. It still seems like dancing is such a strange, just pop reaction. Going, oh yes, we won. Start doing the Z dance. Zzz, 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 zzz. But I don't know. I mean, I don't know if that's good or bad. It's weird. I think it's weird to dance next to dead bodies, but again, who am I to say? I'm an American. I don't know the cultures, the beautiful cultures around the world that maybe that's just the most respect you could do is to break dance next to your fallen son. Sends him up into the heavens, they say. You got to do the windmill. If you do the windmill, 4 times, that gets your kid into heaven. That could be, that sounds, of course, that's a joke. That's why you're laughing. But that could be a future belief. Why not? Why not? The future of America. Whatever's left, the fragments that are left, it'll be like, that's one of the beliefs. They go, the only way to get your kids into heaven is when they die, you must break dance. But in the future, it's not considered silly at all. It's considered a tradition, and how dare you mock that? This is why I stand against all culture, and you guys know this. I've spoken it many times. Culture ain't nothing but a bunch of people doing something, okay? And I don't like it. Any custom, anything that is it becomes culture is there's just some random thing that people have been doing. And it doesn't, what it represents, who gives a fuck? Most people don't live any type of life of freedom whatsoever. Because of culture. before it gets too dark, let's move into something. Well, let's move into something darker. Let's move into something darker than the tethered lives of people because of religion and the culture they're raised in, where they have no choice but to get pregnant when they're children and then be subservient to someone for the rest of... Let's move into something fun. I was going to say take it to Craigslist, but it's already been 20 minutes, so we got to just open up the gates to hell, okay? Let's do our first one here. Who do we got? Oh, God. Okay, this is good. My sister sent me this young lady. Okay, check it out. Here we go. Tried suicide. I tried it. It wasn't for me. Okay, showing up at 40 to start a music career. This is amazing. I mean, I'm almost 40, so I can attest to. I'm not age hating someone. I wouldn't care what age you were when you made this. This is obviously garbage, but this is very funny to do this, and these lyrics are very incredible. Sorry I'm late. I fucked my life. Sorry I'm late. I fucked my life is very funny. I mean, it's all funny. Sorry I'm late. My mom just died. Sorry I'm late. I got too high. Been busy trying to stay alive. Sorry I'm late. I just fucked some guy. Tried suicide. It wasn't for me. I mean, we are living. We are in it, folks. We are watching. Like, if this is an alien movie, this is the part where it's like it's more. It finally has anamorphed or whatever. It's finally fleximorphed into the thing that it is, the evil alien that it is. Like, these are the results of years and years of people not getting their ideas shut down and looking to TV and the internet and computer, whatever it is, looking to the screen for hope. This is the result of, like, truly worshiping this stuff, because this is supposed to be a grown-up. And I'm not saying you can't pursue music as an adult, but I am saying this is desecrating your mother's name. And just clickbait. I mean, if nothing else, I'll just say this too. Instead of getting into the specifics of why this sucks, it's clickbait. It's nothing. It's clickbait. It is look at me. I'll say and do anything to get you to look at me, and it's just so corny. The progression, everything about it is very funny. I have seen some of this woman's videos before though, because she does make these videos. Oh my God. There we go. That's the face. I mean, all I am thinking about when I see this type of performance is the foul smell of olives that's emitting from her mouth, because women after age 30 start sucking on olives constantly. They're eating olives any chance, and blue cheese any chance they get, and they have no regard for what that's going to smell like. But it's constant. If you're a woman over 30, you know what I'm talking about. You're always eating olives. If you see them, you're going to eat them. And then your breath's going to smell like olives for a full day. So that's what I think about when I see a woman like this. I think about the farts. I'm thinking about the breath. I'm thinking about just stank, you know? I mean, we stink. We're people. I mean, the majority of our time as humans is spent trying to hide that we stink, and we're only getting stinkier. It doesn't get better. You're not getting more youthful or healthy. We're only eating more and more olives. And we're only hitting that toilet more frequently. Don't lie. Okay, lady? Alright, that's going to be it. Episode 180 of This World Blows, the comedy podcast. Goodbye. From me.